Hey everyone, it's Gina, and today we're going to be doing a bathroom drawer declutter, and I'm going to share with you some really easy, practical, and affordable ways to organize your drawers. I wanted to start this home organization series to help give you guys some really practical and easy to implement ideas on how you can get more organized in your home. I love organizing. It's definitely one of my favorite things to do, because cleaning is not that fun, but organizing, you kind of feel like you're getting your life together. And with spring cleaning coming up, I'm definitely gonna be organizing my whole house. So I'm gonna be taking you through different areas of my house. I'm gonna start in my bathroom and declutter my bathroom drawers, under my sink, my hair products, pantry, and kitchen drawers, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to bring you guys along for this series. So here's what we're working with. We're in our master bath here, and I have two long drawers in between our two sides of the sink, so they actually hold a lot of stuff, but I like to call this an organized mess. This is definitely a hot mess. When we first moved in, I just kind of threw all these extra containers in here just so I had something to organize with. The containers I have on the right side is a drawer system where they all hook together, the different containers. You can kind of customize what you need, but they never stay hooked together. They slide around, and since they're white, they do show a lot of dirt. The ones that I have on the left are just random dollar store containers that I just kind of set in here, but they slide all around since they don't hook together. And this is my fiance's side, so it's definitely a lot messier than mine. He's not quite as neat in the bathroom as me. So it's just a lot of stuff, and nothing really has a category. It's all kind of just thrown in here. The second drawer has a bunch of extra stuff that we don't use on a daily basis. I have a lot of extra toothbrushes, toothpaste, self-tanners, hair caps, shaving stuff, brush cleaners, lots of chargers for face devices that I have. And so this is just stuff we don't reach for on a daily basis, but it's all kind of just thrown in here. And this drawer really makes me crazy because it doesn't close half the time. So the first thing we're gonna do is take everything out, and this is where I'm gonna declutter and sort and organize. So I'm gonna place everything in its own categories. I'm gonna be cleaning everything off. I'm gonna be throwing away products that I don't use and that I don't need. If you have any, duplicates of stuff, you can combine them in the same container so you don't have a bunch of half-empty containers. I'm also throwing away things that look like they're expired, like these old eye creams. I want this drawer to hold everything that I use on a daily basis, like my toothbrush, toothpaste, hair stuff, facial moisturizers, deodorant, things like that that I reach for on a daily basis. I usually open this drawer when I'm getting ready, and I like to have everything on hand. So if there's anything that I don't find that I use and reach for on a daily basis, that can go to the bottom drawer or underneath the sink or in a different place in the bathroom. So I'm just taking a washcloth and I'm gonna wipe down the inside of the drawer. There's a lot of toothpaste in here and just dust, so I'm gonna make sure everything is good and clean. So after wiping everything down, I'm gonna measure to see what size drawer organizers I need and really get a feel of the layout that I wanna do. I obviously did this before the video so I could make sure I ordered the right size organizers, but I measured the length, the width, and also the height of the drawers. It really helps so you can measure when you're ordering online or if you're in the store, so I recommend writing down your measurements. And you really want to maximize every inch of space in the drawer. This is going to make sure things don't slide around if they fit snug and tightly together, and you're also maximizing all the space that you have. So these are the drawer organizers that I ended up going with. One of them on the left here is from Target. This has several different sections in it. They're about 1.5 inches tall, and I liked the larger organizer like this with different sections because it fills up my large drawer a lot better, and I actually got 2 of these. They were really affordable from Target. I ordered them online. And then the other one is also from Target. This is a 3-section one. It's from that same collection. I recommend trying to get some from the same collection because then you know they're going to be the same height and just look more uniform. And then the single containers that I have are actually from Amazon, and I made sure that these match the same height. And I also got a bunch of these for the lower drawer. This is what I'm going to be organizing the bottom drawer with. It's just all using these large containers. So it depends also on the content that you're going to be putting in them. You don't want to get a drawer organizer that has a bunch of little sections if you need storage for large items. So the second drawer has a ton of large items, so I went with these because I knew I could fit a lot with the size, versus the top drawer had a lot of smaller items, so I could get away with using the organizers that have the small little compartments. Next, I'm going to be lining the drawers with this liner. This is like for cabinets or for drawers. This is optional, but I personally like the way that it looks with being white underneath, and it also has a grip to it too, so it's going to help the containers not slide around. Just looks a lot cleaner too, and it protects the wood on your drawer. I got this from the dollar store. It's really cheap. You can find these like at Home Goods, TJ Maxx, dollar store, Walmart, wherever. So I'm just measuring what I need and then I'm cutting it off with some scissors. If your liner is not sticky, I highly recommend taking some tape. This is double-sided sticky tape, and I'm just putting a few pieces around the corners. This is gonna hold it in place. You would be surprised how much stuff moves around just from opening and closing a drawer over time. So this really helps just stick it in place, and it's not gonna ruin the wood or anything because it's not that sticky, but enough just to kind of hold it still. So now the fun part is to actually put the organizers in. You want to make sure you arrange them in the order to where you can put the products that you reach for the most closest to you, but you also want to make sure they all fit in nicely together. So I pre-measured everything so I knew what organizers were going to go where, and I knew how much I could fit in here. So I was able to fill up the entire drawer with these, other than the very back section, which is okay, but at least they go from the front to the back to where I know nothing's going to slide around and they fit in pretty snug. So now I'm just gradually putting everything back in. I'm just trying to think about what's gonna work best to group together. I'm putting like all the eye creams together. I'm putting my toothbrush and toothpaste in the same container, all of my lip balms, just things like that. And it really makes sense this way. So when I'm getting ready in the morning, I can find everything very easily and everything is in its place. One other tip that I had is to get rid of any packaging that you can. So for instance, Q-tips, floss picks, ditch that packaging because it just gets in the way, it takes up space, and it just looks a lot messier. Plus, you're more likely to reach for something like a floss pick if it's right there in front of you versus being buried in the back in its bags. Another thing I also did with really tiny items like hair clips and bobby pins is I put them in a little container that I had left over from, I think, like a hair product or something. I always save those, I clean them out, and I use them to store little tiny items so they don't fall around everywhere. So now it's time to move on to the second drawer. This one was definitely a lot more packed, so I'm gonna do the same thing and just pull everything out, categorize everything, throw away anything I don't need. I had a ton of extra self-tanning mitts. No one needs to have 10 of these, so I made sure to keep the newest one, and I ditched the rest. I also grouped things together, like all of my plastic hair caps that I use for deep conditioning. I kind of rolled them all up into one so they're not just floating around all over the place. We had a ton of extra toothbrushes. We don't need this many, so I just kind of kept a few for guests and for backups, and just tried to condense everything down to just what we need. So these are the single containers that actually came from Amazon. I got 5 of these and I measured them to where I knew I could fit them perfectly all the way across. And then for the back section, I had 2 more of the ones from Target that have just 3 sections. So I ended up putting them in the very back. So now I'm just gonna be putting everything in. I like how these are a little bit wider for this section because I have a lot of large items, like I said. I'm putting my face mask down here, brush cleaning, gloves, shaving stuff, tanning mitts, and then the extra like back stock of toothpaste and toothbrushes and things like that. For the chargers that go to like our toothbrush and my face devices, I just rolled them up so they fit snug and they're not all over the place. So I'm finally finished with the second drawer. You can see I do move things around and I'm just trying to make sure everything fits good and just what works for us and what I'm gonna reach for the most. And this still looks a little bit messy, but it's a lot better from before. I think it's a big difference and I can see everything. Nothing is stacked on top of each other. Everything is laid out flat so I can actually see what we have. So here's just another look at the top drawer. I love how everything turned out. I really like how the organizers are clear. It just looks a lot cleaner and neat and I can see where everything is. And I like having the larger drawer organizers too versus a bunch of little tiny ones. It just works so well for us. I actually didn't end up putting drawer liner on the second drawer because I actually ran out and I didn't have any more, but I might end up adding that later. But luckily that bottom drawer, nothing really slides around because those organizers fit so tightly together. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing something different like this on my channel. If you're interested in getting any of the items shown in the video, I always do a blog post with every video, and that will be the first link in the description box down below. If you head over to there, I'll have photos of everything, before and after pictures, and I'll link you to the organizing containers and stuff that I used and some of my favorite ones that I recommend for a really affordable price. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you. I usually post videos about makeup, really easy and practical looks. I also do curly hair care videos and advice and some home stuff here or there. If you missed my farmhouse tour, I'll link it for you down below where I take you through my entire house. Look out for more videos coming soon in this series. You can leave any video requests that you have for more home content in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye everyone.